One thing I was thinking about, would you really want to like survive a zombie apocalypse? Like or like any
Like, what I
kind of
want to
and
just.
or like any kind of apocalypse whatsoever. Or like
Um,
would you want to survive in like some kind of desert wasteland where like nothing is the same as it was, or would you just be like, "Hmm,
I mean, I
hmm."
wouldn't want to. Like, if I could not, that'd be great. If I could just continue living my life. But I mean, if I get stuck in that situation, I'm not just gonna give up. I think the idea of it is kind of, it would suck, but it would also be very adventurous and cool. Um, yeah, I wouldn't just give up. It'd also be terrifying because I'm scared of everything. So like zombies,
I think
that
I
would
think
suck.
it would definitely be like an adventure, not a fun one, but
Yeah,
I
I guess it
mean,
just depends on the apocalypse because some
some
movies are different
some
than others.
movies,
Some are
yeah,
just
some
really
movies,
depressing, and some are
some are like, hey, this wouldn't be so bad,
like
you know, we could
Zombieland
totally,
looks low key fun.
yeah, but like, you know, Day of the Dead, that doesn't look as fun.
I'm
I
thinking
guess
like,
I guess it just depends on what you make them
yeah,
like.
you think of
You make the most.
Fallout and radiation poisoning. That doesn't sound
What
very.
about what about that one movie? What's it called? Waterworld or whatever with
Oh yeah,
Kevin Costner,
Waterworld.
where like I've never seen it, but like what's the base? Like the
Basically, he
water just
gets
floods
gills. Yeah, he the
and
water
just.
rises to the point where there's no land,
Mhm.
and there's all these pirate marauders and stuff, and everybody just lives on these giant ships. But this one guy, he evolves to where he has gills, and so he like swims around and stuff. And that's like the premise of the movie. I'd be down if I had
Interesting.
the gills. The gills would
I
be sick.
yeah, that's interesting. I've never seen it. I just know like
Give it
the
a watch.
basic.
It's pretty
I
cool.
know the basic
Have you ever seen
premise.
like the show at what is it? Universal, I think it is, where they
I
have the
don't
Waterworld show.
I don't think so.
It's really cool. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, I guess it just depends on the like I said the apocalypse. Like cuz some of them you could
I'm
really
really
make
glad you
them
brought up the Waterworld apocalypse because that'd be really cool.
cuz like
But like
I feel like
Like say Mad Max. I don't know about that. People look like they're eating each other.
cannibalism. Yeah, I don't really get
But then
down with
again,
that.
people are just driving around in the desert. That's kind of cool.
I mean, people do that now.
True,
It's
true.
just the stakes are raised. You're trying to actually survive. I don't know. I think it depends on the apocalypse
100%.
situation there.
100%. I'm Matt.
I'm Dylan.
And this is On
On
a
a Tuesday?
Tuesday? In this episode, we review Cruella as well as give our top 10s for live action Disney movies. What have you been watching, Dylan?
I've actually watched, I feel like quite a bit this week. I mean, uh, for starters, I started rewatching American Dragon on Disney Plus.
The American Dragon. I feel like we talked about that a little bit on the show.
We talked about, I think that was in our,
Yeah, you wanted a
reboots.
reboot of it, I believe.
I think it did, or like a revival or something.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. But started rewatching that. I'm already in season 2. There's only 2 seasons, so I should be finished with it by tomorrow.
It's only 2 seasons? Really?
Yeah, see, that's why I said it deserves to be rebooted
Sheesh.
because it was so short.
Is it
But
so like you know how they changed the animation style? Is it like
so
the first
so
season is one and then second season is different?
yeah, so I actually found something. I learned something about that on TikTok. There's this person I saw giving a TikTok about it, and she said that like I think his name is Dante Bosco, the guy who does the voice acting. So
Rufio.
like yeah, so she like asked him a question during a like TikTok Q&A or something like that about the animation change, and apparently from what I understand, he said that it happened because they wanted to like focus on like the like relationship more of like Jake and Rose, and they felt like the animation needed to like reflect the like more like mature theme it was going for or something like that. So that's why the animation changed. Which I mean,
I
it
don't
kind of
really
makes.
see like
I mean, it kind of makes
maturity
sense.
change. I feel
Well,
like
I mean, it kind of makes sense. I mean, like,
I
feel
don't know
like
about
feel
that.
like the feel like the animation definitely suited it more,
Maybe
but
they
I
just
don't know.
wanted to. Yeah, I guess that makes sense if you want to like change tone. That if you
Yeah,
change the animation style, you might.
yeah, because like I mean, if you think about it, the first season was him like kind of goofing off with like dragon powers, for most of the season.
Mhm.
But like season two, it definitely had more of like a arc, and like it definitely focused on like his and Rose's relationship and like the Hunt's clan and all that. So yeah, it's a I'm not sure if it's actually true, but it's interesting.
Sounds cool.
Um, but what else? I watched Army of the Dead finally.
You
Zack Snyder's
did
new
nice.
movie.
I'm thinking about watching that tonight. I have a couple friends coming over, and I think we
Please,
might dive into that.
please watch because I mean I give it a 3 out of 5. I'm just gonna say that. But
It's good. It's not like amazing or anything.
yeah, but like there's like one part towards the end of the movie where I'm just like, shouldn't he be dead because they did that? But I don't know. I don't know.
So you want a second opinion?
I really do because like I keep thinking about it. I'm like, how was he able to survive? I mean, it's a zombie movie. I guess anything could happen, but it's just like I don't. How?
Yeah, I think we're gonna watch that. I think we might watch that tonight.
Nice.
Other stuff I can't really talk about a lot of the stuff I watched
Because
just
we're
about
gonna
yet
talk.
because
We're
I
gonna
basically
talk
did a
about it.
rewatch of a bunch of Disney movies for our main topic.
Mm-hmm.
But the few things I can talk about, that one thing that's not on my list is Jen had me watch Cool Runnings for the first time,
You've never seen it?
which I'd never seen.
Really?
She was like, this movie's amazing. You got to watch this before your episode. So spoiler alert, it's not on my list, but I did really enjoy it. Really,
You did enjoy it? I loved it.
really fun, really
I liked
funny.
it too. That was one of the ones I first
Jamaica
watched.
got a bobsled team. I thought that was great.
That's one of the first movies I watched whenever Disney Plus came out because like I'd never seen it, but I'd always heard about it. And
Disney has a lot of the
A lot of
inspirational sports movies, man.
yeah, there's a few on my list that I'm not going to talk about yet. But
But other than
There's a
that, one thing that I did do is I finished Jujutsu Kaisen.
finally,
Sorry, I
what'd
don't
you
finish things in 2 days, Dylan.
what'd you think?
I really liked it. I liked it a lot.
I liked it too. I'm so excited for season.
I know.
2.
I'm super excited. I wondered how far out it is. I wonder if we're gonna be getting it anytime soon. Or...
Yeah, I have no idea. But what'd you think of Toto and
like
Yuji?
his brother?
Yeah,
brother. It was great. That's the thing that I love about the show is the goofiness of certain parts where they go into like this.
It's like so. It's like serious.
Goofiness.
It's like serious in like some parts, and then other parts, it's just like he literally asks him like, "What kind of woman do you like?" And then he tells him, and then he like, "Brother." Like as soon as he like says
The
he
main
likes the same
character
kind of
reminds
person.
me of I have a buddy who like used to be obsessed with Jennifer Lawrence, and so every time he says that, I'm like, that's totally my buddy. I just loved they do like the flashback, and it's like a fake flashback of them going to school together. It's just they made up all these memories. Yeah, I loved it. I thought it was great.
He's got some serious issues because yeah, he reimagines his life with Yuji in certain scenarios, and then he also imagines his life with the pop star and like the other aspect.
And now they just talk to each other whenever like he's in a problem.
Whenever he needs like inspiration, and he's just
yeah, he's kind of great. I really liked him, and then I started after I finished that. I'm like 3 episodes into Attack on Titan. So that's my new anime that I'm going to be watching.
I need to start it, and now that you're watching it, I should just start it and we can watch
Hulu.
it together. I know.
It's on Hulu.
You know what? I'll probably start it tonight.
And you're going to finish it 3 weeks before me.
Nope. You just keep telling me what episode you're watching, and then I'll watch that episode, and we can just discuss it each week. But it's another show you should check out.
What's up?
Lucifer.
Yeah, I've heard a lot of really good things about it. Is it like CW-y?
So it was done by Fox. It's based off a DC Comics comic, but like it's really not. It's
because it looks a little like Vampire Diaries, which I mean, I love Vampire Diaries, so
I mean, I guess in a way, I mean it's a drama show, but basically like so the show focuses on like Lucifer gets tired of like being
the devil.
Yeah, he gets tired of like being in charge of hell, and he goes to LA.
Understandable.
Goes to LA. He is running a nightclub. And he
As one does.
He does this thing where like he goes around and he grants people's like favors, and like I guess they're like selling their soul to the devil in a way, but like he usually like comes back to these people sometimes and like asks for the favor to be repaid. So like if he needs information. But anyway, he's like nightclub owner, and then like the show starts off with like this person that he knows that he like helped get famous ends up dying, and he starts helping this police detective solve her murder, and so then he ends up really liking it, and he becomes a consultant with the LAPD. And so he goes around helping solve murders, but like at the same time like he's also struggling.
Is he like evil?
No, that's the thing. They do a great job of like he ends up like going to therapy, and he like
working out his problems. Like,
yeah, he
just had it all wrong. Like,
yeah, he starts like working out his problems, like because like he goes from like a really like conceited kind of like mindset, and over time it's like, yeah, I could have done things differently. I could have probably not staged a rebellion against our father and stuff like that. And like his brother, one of the angels, like comes down, and like it's such a like weird show that you wouldn't think would work.
Yeah,
but like
I've heard really good things. I remember whenever they wanted to bring it back, and there was a campaign and stuff like that.
They did bring it back. Thank God for Netflix with that one.
Yeah, I'll check it out eventually.
I don't like the word eventually.
How many times have I told you I'll check it out eventually?
So many times.
I've never seen it.
Soon, please watch it soon. Watch like the first season and then decide if you like it. I personally think it's interesting because where they're at right now. Yeah, I really don't want to spoil it, but I also really want to spoil it.
Is it still going? I thought it ended.
It's coming to an end this year. Like they just released season 5B last Friday. So that's what I've been watching, and season 6, their final season, comes out I think later this year, cuz on IMDb it says 2021, but definitely check it out because it's wild, but it's a really good show.
Maybe once me and Jen catch up on, we need to catch up on This Is Us. We've been slowly doing that, and then once we finish Handmaid's Tale, maybe that'll be our next move or our next show.
It's really wild because, like I said, I remember whenever I first started it, I was like, oh, okay, I don't know if I'm gonna like this show. I just need something to watch, and then I started watching it, and I was like, this is really interesting because, like I said, it deals with him like coming to terms with like stuff that he's done, when he was an angel, and what got him cast into hell and being the devil and all of that. And it's just really interesting. He ends up falling like in love, and it's just it's a really interesting show there.
Sick. I'll check it out, Dylan. I promise.
Okay.
Another thing we watched every week, of course, is The Bad Batch. What are we gonna do when Loki comes out in like a week or two? Are we just gonna have to do back to back? We're just gonna do quick Bad Batch review, quick Loki review.
Loki's gonna come out on like Wednesdays too, so boy, that's
is it? So it's gonna be like a week later.
Yeah, it's gonna be coming out on Wednesdays. So
hey, we'll figure it out. But this week's Bad Batch, I really enjoyed this episode. I thought it was great.
It was a lot of fun.
They had to go save
the baby Rancor.
Yeah, baby Rancor. We didn't really know it was going to be Rancor until they got there.
Yeah.
What's his name? Moochie? Is that
Yeah,
his name?
yeah, Moochie.
It was a lot of fun
They
to
thought
watch. I feel
they
like
thought
Bad Batch, they're not very.
they're not good.
They're not good. Like they go in and they just get captured, and then Omega has to solve everything. That's like
Well,
the
you
second
know,
time.
I think they knew what they were doing whenever they were like a part of like the the war. But now that the war has ended and the Empire's taken over,
Now
now they're just like there's no like structure for them. They're just like, what do we do?
they're not used to
And
just they're used to winging it, but they're not used. I guess they're not used to doing things outside of military operations.
Mhm.
So I googled. I thought so. What I was really excited about in this episode.
You thought the baby Rancor
I thought
was
the baby Rancor
from episode 6?
was the Rancor from
That's what I was
Return of the
thinking.
Jedi.
It's
because
not.
it goes to Bib
It goes to
Fortuna
Jabba.
and Jabba, and I was
Yeah.
like, oh, that means Luke killed that baby Rancor. But,
It's not. It's
but
not.
I just googled it, and I guess that Rancor is named like something else. Its name is Patissa or something like that.
Maybe Moochie gets
its name is
birth-
Poochie, not Moochie.
Oh, Poochie.
Anyways, I thought for sure
I
that
thought so
was going to
too.
be it, but I guess
I thought so.
Jabba
I
has
thought we were going to be able
multiple
to
Rancor.
thought we were going to be able to discuss that.
You know,
but,
this
wow,
article
sad.
sucks. I'm going to tell you that right now because it just ruined my excitement of having
Wow.
that Rancor be.
That is
Maybe they're
depressing.
changing the canon because who cares? I think that I'm in my head canon is going to be that Poochie is the Rancor in Return of the Jedi, and
Maybe Poochie became a mom, and that Rancor is her baby.
maybe I just don't like Luke Skywalker anymore because he killed Poochie.
Could be. I don't know. That's pretty depressing. I really thought that was the Rancor. I was so excited for that.
I shouldn't have even Googled it. I shouldn't have.
You shouldn't have. You ruined my day.
But then,
Ruined my week.
but then all the try-hard Star Wars fans would have came at us in our comments and been
It's
like,
true.
actually,
All the hardcore 5 Star Wars fans we don't really have a lot of viewers or listeners. Well, I don't really know if maybe we do have listeners.
I think we have a
don't know.
steady 20 people that listen to this
Probably.
podcast. And
That
for you
sounds about
20,
right.
thank you for
Yeah.
listening week in
Thank
and week
you.
out.
It means a lot.
But other things in this episode, again, I feel like
They're just winging it, and they don't do a good job at that.
I actually think this episode did a good job of starting them on their mission.
I think so.
Because it looks like now they're going to try to figure out why Fennec is after them.
Yeah.
And I forget by the end, he couldn't
They kinda-
figure out why or who hired Fennec, but are they going somewhere to figure that out or something like that?
I don't know. That one chick was being real sus. She was like, "We'll just keep this our little secret or whatever," and I was like,
Wait, what chick?
the one who hired them to get the baby Rancor.
Oh, that was a chick?
Maybe it was a dude.
I
I don't
thought
know.
that was a dude.
I don't know.
Yeah, definitely
she, like,
sus.
Yeah, she was being real sus because they were trying to figure out why, and she made it clear that I think well, not clear, but she kind of hinted that it might be because of Omega, and then she was like, "We'll keep this our little secret."
I mean,
And
I think
was
it's pretty obvious that it's Omega.
yeah. Oh, I don't know.
Well,
She's
at
just
least to
being sus.
them, you would think.
She was being shady. That's the point.
Yeah.
Or he was being shady. They were being shady.
I could have sworn that was a dude.
I honestly don't know.
Are they going to become mercenaries now? You think they're going to keep working for that
Sounds-
lady?
I don't know
Or
if it's
guy?
that lady, but it sounds like they might be on the path of being mercenaries because that's what she called them. So
I mean, what else are you going to do? Your clone's on the run.
exactly. I mean,
Except they should really drop off Omega somewhere. Although they'd probably be dead twice now if it weren't for Omega. So
they're gonna pull what Rey's parents did to her, just drop her off on a desert planet.
yeah,
and
with
just
a
leave.
car plot.
Oh, man.
Anyways, I'm excited. I'm continuing to be excited for this show.
It's got a lot of good stuff.
It's got good stuff. It's not super in depth with its story yet, but
Not yet, but
I assume
there's
it'll
hope.
get there.
All right. There's one more thing that we both watched this week.
There is.
There is. It's a movie that came out.
Oh yeah, you're talking about our main topic.
I mean, is it our main topic?
It's part one of our main topic.
Yeah.
We watched a little something that came out this week.
Yeah.
From our overlords, Disney,
Mm-hmm.
and that would be Cruella.
Yeah.
We got this. This is the first thing I've ever gotten on Disney Premier Access.
Same here. Same here.
$30 out of my pocket. Oof.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
It's a lot of money for one movie.
But you have it forever now, so that's cool.
I could have had it forever if I had waited like 3 months.
Yeah, but now you don't have to wait 3 months.
True. Now we're here doing a podcast about it.
Mm-hmm.
Dylan, what did you think of Cruella?
I liked it. I really did. I think that the story was pretty interesting about like how she came to be Cruella from Estella.
Estella, yep.
I think that Emma Stone absolutely crushed the role. I think she had a lot of fun doing it too. Which, I mean, how could you not? I mean, if you see the movie, you'll know. But yeah, I really liked it. I thought it was fun.
I also enjoyed the heck out of it. I think that it was way too long. This movie was like 2 hours and 15 minutes.
2 hours 15 minutes.
It's not. Look, you're not a Pirates of the Caribbean movie.
It could have been like an hour. It could have been like an hour and 45.
Hour 45 easily.
Yeah.
I think that was the main thing that lowers the stars for me, just because it does drag on so long. But it's really entertaining.
I called the plot of this movie within the first like 20 minutes. Like
Oh wait, we're talking spoilers for Cruella, by the way.
Yeah.
If anybody doesn't want Cruella spoiled for you, we have time codes in our thing, and you can fast forward to part 2 of our main topic. But go ahead, Dylan. What did you call out?
I like within the first 20 minutes, I was like, okay, the person that died isn't her real mom, and I was like, that's probably the Baroness. And then literally like an hour and 30 minutes later.
An hour and 30 minutes later, yeah.
I was right. And I was like, okay.
Yeah. I mean, I didn't see that coming.
You didn't?
No.
Okay, it's pretty.
But I mean, once it happened, I was like, yeah, that makes sense.
I don't know. Maybe I've just seen a lot of movies and like TV shows that I'm able to like that I'm able to just call out like, okay, that's like so like they showed like in the very beginning like her being born, but they never showed the mom's face. Usually, you know, if they're what's the point of that?
Show that, huh?
What's the point of that? So like immediately I was like, okay, that's pretty sus. And then as it's going on, and you get to the part where her mom gets murdered by Dalmatians, which is a whole different weird Batman scenario that they set up there.
Started, the movie pretty much starts with that. Like it's pretty early on in the movie.
Yeah, it's like I said, within the first 20 minutes.
But I'll tell you what, that was very dramatic and very Disney-like.
I was like, that's unnecessary.
In a cartoon, that would look like fine or whatever. In live action, it was just ridiculous. It was kind of ridiculous.
Yeah, but so like her mom was talking to the Baroness, and like she said something about like spoiling the secret, or I'll tell your secret or whatever.
How was she born with black and white hair?
That was like thing number 2 for me, where I was like, okay, Baroness is her mom. That's the whole secret. But yeah, I don't know. People are born with really interesting traits. You know, I don't know exactly how, but
I was really thinking that it was going to be some kind of like prodigy or not prodigy, a prophecy type thing towards the end, like, oh, she's the chosen one, the one with black and white hair is the one who's I mean, that's such a Disney thing to do, and especially in these live action remakes, they love to just make some crazy like Maleficent, how they're just like, oh, she's the last of the fairies, blah,
I've
blah,
never
blah.
never seen Maleficent.
You don't have to, it's not very good. Jen hates when I say that.
But yeah, I called it like exactly like 20 minutes, and I was like, okay, I see where this is going.
Yeah, my favorite parts of the movie were obviously
the
Emma
CGI
Stone.
Dalmatians.
No, not them. Emma Stone was amazing.
Emma Stone.
She was having a good old time.
I had no idea that Mark Strong was in this movie.
Was he the dude that plays like her boss at the very start?
What? No, Mark Strong
the bald guy.
butler. Yeah, the bald butler
Yeah,
dude.
he's good in everything.
He can do no wrong. He's just amazing in
Country
everything.
roads take me
Take me
home.
home.
Man,
Yeah.
that's what I think of when I think of Mark
Every time,
Strong.
yeah, I know. Whenever I think of him, I think of that sad scene in Kingsman too. But yeah, he like.
But yeah,
I
Emma
loved him.
Stone. Emma Stone was great. I loved Wink. Wink is like the
Oh,
MVP
the
for this
dog.
movie. He was
Yeah.
fantastic. Just like
When they
him
dress him
and
up
like
as
the big guy were really funny.
when they dress him up as the giant rat.
Yeah. And the guy was like, "Oh, that's a big one," and then he like jumps on that other guy's face.
Yeah. He's like, "Don't turn around," and then the guy turns around and like freaks out. It was a good movie. I thoroughly enjoyed it.
Yeah, Wink was cool. I really liked.
The
So
Baroness.
so yeah, I think Emma Thompson did a great job,
Mhm.
just being evil. Yeah,
Yeah.
this is a really funny movie. I thought it was hilarious.
It was really.
It just had
it
a
was-
lot of really quirky humor type stuff.
It did.
Obviously, with Cruella being
Yeah.
Cruella, but around her also everyone was very. I feel like everybody matched Emma Stone's like
They matched the energy.
they matched her really well as far
Energy
as
was
just
matched.
their energy. I really liked her accomplices. I totally forget their names.
Yeah, I forget their names too.
I hate CGI dogs in movies.
Mhm.
I don't know why they do it. They used to do. I don't even know if even when they used to do CGI dogs, they looked better. But recently, they've just looked terrible. I don't know why.
I mean, I think they definitely could have used like real dogs.
Just
and
use a
then,
real
like,
dog. Train
And
it.
then like and then like, you know, yeah,
They
train it.
used to do it all the time,
yeah,
and I
like,
don't know why they stopped. Because it's easier, I guess.
I mean, I still haven't seen Lady and the Tramp, but they
Those
used
are all.
actual,
Those are.
they used actual dogs, didn't they?
They used
And then-
actual dogs, and then
they like CGI'd like the being able to talk. Right? Did that turn out good? No.
no.
I thought it did.
Their
I've never
faces
seen
look
it.
funky.
I've
I
never
think it's
seen it,
something to
so-
do with like their eyes and like they give them too much like personality and like too much humanity to where you're like, that's not a dog, that's a mutant CGI
Mhm.
creature. That always bugs me in movies, and I wish
Yeah,
they
it
would
was
stop
definitely-
doing it.
It was definitely weird that they used CGI dogs. Wait, are we sure that they use CGI dogs? Have we like looked it up?
I mean, they used half and half, 100%.
like okay, like I was gonna say, because like at times I was like, they definitely didn't
Yeah,
seem.
there
like
was
they were
definitely
doing-
real dogs in it. I'm just saying, like,
They were like whenever the dog
when the
kicked her
dogs
mom,
do stuff,
when the
they
dog
turn them
kicked
into
her
CGI.
mom.
Yeah,
when the dog kicked her mom off the.
I
cliff
think
there.
the Dalmatians might have all been CGI. They had looked bad.
Yeah.
I don't think
They
I
looked
don't think they
weird.
were ever real.
They looked weird. No, I think they were real at some points, like whenever they kidnapped him from the grooming place, you know.
Yeah, I still think they looked CGI. Like when they were jumping around on the couch at their
You
place.
You just don't think Dalmatians exist in real life.
Yeah, no, fake, fake news.
You're like, Dalmatians aren't real.
Those Dalmatians were mean. Those are some
Yeah.
mean dogs.
Yeah, until they were trained. Wait, okay, so I'm still confused. So does like she hate Dalmatians still, or is just the Baroness like because
So, one
so
thing-
she made the faux like Dalmatian
Yeah.
dress, you know,
Yeah.
but the dogs were still alive, you know, at their apartment, and then
Mhm.
like at the end of the movie, like the Baroness tried to sick the dogs on her, but then she was like, "Hey, no, sit," and then they like listened to her. So does she like hate Dalmatians?
So one
Or,
thing
like,
Disney
she
likes
just
to do with their villains as of late in their live action remakes,
turn them into
is-
anti-heroes.
they're anti-heroes and they're not that bad. Like she wouldn't skin a Dalmatian. Like they even like make the joke of like,
Yeah.
were those real Dalmatians? She's like, no, I'm not that cruel. I wouldn't do that.
Yeah.
Um,
Okay. I'm not sure because you know in the originals, you know, she like
that's her
hated-
thing.
Yeah, she hated Dalmatians.
No, she doesn't
wanted-
hate them. She just she thinks she loves them. She thinks that their fur is great, and she wants to skin them and make them into a coat. That's her thing. But
That
at the
feels
start
like
of this
hate to me.
movie, it looks like she probably hates them because they killed her mom.
I just can't. That was such a weird. Batman origin story type sequence where it was like the Dalmatians killed her mom, and she was like, I don't know, it was just so weird to me, but I don't know if it was weird to you too.
I still think the Dalmatian sequence was funny because it was like it was like these Dalmatians mauling a lady off of a cliff. I mean, that was pretty.
They didn't even maul her. Like the one
they just
jumped
shoved
up,
her off.
The one literally jumped up, and he just like with like his paws, and she just like toppled right over.
I liked in the end when Cruella does the same thing, and she goes and she pulls her chute.
She had just had a parachute ready. I was like,
that's such a like Disney cop out.
I was like,
and I loved Emma Thompson, and she was like, she slipped, she fell, she jumped. You didn't see it, and everybody's like, nah.
As soon as she did it, everybody's like, oh. And then like she's like, oh, she slipped. She was trying to take me with her, and everybody's like,
nah,
we
lady.
saw it. We know you BS, and you ain't getting us, lady.
Everybody was kind of just cool with Cruella being alive at the end too, huh? No one even said anything.
Yeah, they're just like, oh, hey, Cruella didn't die in that massive fire that we all thought took her body.
Yeah. I did think it was cool how this movie like leads into 101 Dalmatians.
Yeah.
How it ends with the guy gets Pongo, and whatever the girl Dalmatian's name is goes to the other chick. Cruella gets her mansion. Me and Jen recently watched 101 Dalmatians earlier this year. Really good movie. Holds up.
You know, after looking at all the Disney movies on Disney Plus, like there's a lot that I kind of want to rewatch.
It looks gorgeous. Like the animation in it is great. Oh wait, is it that one? I think it's that one.
In 101?
Yeah,
Dalmatians?
I think. Pretty sure that's the one that I thought was gorgeous.
Maybe.
But yeah, I really liked this. Do you think they're gonna do a sequel? I bet that this did good numbers.
Doesn't there one that already exists called 101 Dalmatians?
I know. Do you think they're gonna do that?
What, remake 101 Dalmatians?
Yeah, like live action 101 Dalmatians with Cruella. They did a sequel for Maleficent.
They could. I mean, they definitely could like redo it, you know, with Emma Stone as Cruella now.
I mean, they don't even have to do that story. They could do a completely different story.
That's true. That's true.
Turns out that she needed the Dalmatians to save someone's life.
As long as they get better with their animation of Dalmatians.
Animated doggies. Yeah, if they can fix that, that would be sweet.
Yeah. What do you give it out of 5 stars?
Out of 5 stars, I gave it a 3.5.
I did too.
Solid. 3.5 means that I think it was really good. It wasn't great, but it was really good. Could have been
an hour 45.
Way too long, but very entertaining. Super entertaining. Yeah. I would definitely recommend people go watch this.
Yeah. You know, I also didn't need I don't know what it is, but I'm not a huge fan of like narrating. Like,
yeah, can you guys stop doing the Deadpool thing? Like, I'm already tired of it.
Yeah, I didn't need to hear it, but yeah, 3 out of 5, good stuff.
3 out of 5 or 3.5?
Or 3.5. Sorry.
Yeah, really good. I really enjoyed it. All right, Dylan, you ready to move into part 2?
Let's do it.
We are going to be ranking, in honor of Cruella, live action Disney movies. This is not just live action remakes.
Yes, it's like anything anything that Disney has ever done that's live action. So like Pirates of the Caribbean.
It's got to be Disney Studios. It can't be like Marvel. It's not Lucasfilm.
Nothing that they bought. You know, it's something.
No Fox.
Yeah.
It's got to have the castle at the start of the movie.
Yeah.
Dylan, I think that I'm going to go first this time. Yeah. I'm tired of you going first.
It's okay. I'm tired of it too.
Hold on. I'm trying to find my list.
Oh, God.
It's right here. All right, Dylan.
All right.
So I went and rewatched a bunch of these movies.
Okay.
And
I didn't rewatch any of my list. They're ingrained.
I needed to figure out where all of these place, because I had an idea of where I wanted everything.
It was so hard. I wanted to place them all with
This was really tough. There's some like bangers from my
Disney.
number 10 movie was already I shuffled between two for my number 10, and
Oh,
because you included it in your list,
oh
I
boy, I think
decided
I
to
know.
leave that one off.
Oh, maybe I don't know.
So my number 10 is a little something called, probably the longest title ever, The Chronicles of Narnia: The Lion, the Witch,
Ooh,
and the Wardrobe.
boy.
Dylan, you seen this movie?
Yes, I've seen it like so many times. Like I said, like every single like live action Disney movie I've seen
Ingrained
way
in
more
your
than
brain,
once.
yeah.
Yeah, way more than once. Could tell you
Um,
like exactly what happens. It happens during what, World War I. The Pevenzis, I think that's their name, right?
why do you remember weird stuff like
The
this?
Pevenzis, like their mom sends them
I don't
to
think it's the
go.
Pevenzis.
Yeah, I think it is,
No,
right?
I don't think it is.
All
It's
right.
like Peter, or what is it? Lucy Peven. Oh, it is Pevensey. Yeah, you're
Yeah,
right.
yeah. Suck it. I told you. Told you.
Why do you
Call me
remember this
call me
stuff?
a liar. But it happens during what, like World War I, and
Yeah,
mom
World
sends
War
him off to
One.
live
Yeah,
with like
yeah.
some rich doctor dude at like some like type of weird boarding school, and then they're playing hide and seek, and
They end up in a
Lucy,
cupboard, and
I think it's Lucy. Lucy's the one who like finds the wardrobe, and she
yeah,
goes into
hits up Mr.
Narnia.
Tumnus.
Yeah,
Mr. Tumnus, played by
James
our
McAvoy.
boy James McAvoy. This is like an
Wow,
early role for him.
2005.
That dude,
2005.
Mr.
He's come a long
Tumnus, he
way.
looks like he stinks. He looks kind of smelly with his
I mean,
goat butt.
he's half goat. I mean, it could be.
Yeah, so this movie, I have it as like a 3.5. I used to watch this on repeat as a kid.
I told you, like it's
all the
ingrained
time.
in the brain.
It's one of those movies that was always on like cable, basically.
Yeah, it's like you find FX.
You throw
or
it
like
on,
Disney.
yeah. You would just throw it on whenever you saw it that it was
Yeah.
on. Me and my buddy, for some reason, we used to think it was hilarious when what's his name? What's the second brother's name?
Edmund.
Yeah, Edmund. He
That's-
there was a time when
right
he got
there.
smacked with like a snowball, and he's like, "Ow, stop it! That really hurt." And me and my buddy used to say that to each other all the time, and I have no idea why. We just thought it was hilarious. This is the first time I ever saw Tilda Swinton in anything. So she will always be the
White
Witch. Aslan, our boy Liam Neeson, amazing casting, God voice.
Wasn't this whole movie like supposed to be like some Christian stuff?
Yeah, Christian metaphors, 100%. Yeah,
okay.
Aslan like dies and gets resurrected.
So he's like Jesus.
Yeah, he's Jesus. Aslan is Jesus. But yeah, I think this movie still holds up for the most part.
It does.
The kid acting, not great.
Not fantastic. But
Some
when
of
are
the
kid
CG,
actors ever really?
not great, but some of the CG
Aslan.
is great. Aslan looks fantastic.
Yeah, I don't know why they couldn't
The
do that for,
beavers,
like, Lion
fantastic.
King. They couldn't do that for Lion King for some reason.
I think Lion King looked good. I think
looked
that
not as good as Aslan.
yeah, not as good as
Not-
Aslan.
not
But
as good as Aslan.
yeah, that's my number 10. What do you got? Number 10.
Oh boy, number 10. It's a little thing that I know you enjoy. I think you've enjoyed it.
Do
I
I
think
though?
so. I mean, I enjoy it.
Do I?
It's called The Princess Diaries.
See, this is what I debated on what I was going to leave off. And I knew that you were going to include it on your list. So I was okay with leaving it off so that we could still talk about it. Dylan, what do you love about Princess Diaries?
It's such a fun movie. I mean, first of all, Julie Andrews. That's her name, right? I'm not making things up.
Yeah, it's Julia.
Okay. I got a good memory with some stuff, but sometimes I'm like not too sure. But
Julie
Julie
Andrews.
she crushes it.
She's fantastic. Yeah, she's
amazing.
a great queen.
I don't think she's ever been in anything that's ever been bad ever.
Never, ever.
But,
Never, ever.
It's just such a fun movie. Like, this dorky teen is going to school. She gets bullied because she doesn't look gorgeous like the other girls. And then you find out she's royalty. Like, that is like. I don't know.
That's every person's dream.
I mean, that's my dream. Like, just like
your uncle
like, hey,
from Twice Removed is like, hey, you're a prince.
You're actually the prince of some kingdom. Like, that's when you start living it up, and then she learns to be royalty pretty much, and she gets a bodyguard and makeover, and Julie Andrews gets to be her grandma. That's pretty cool.
I want Julie Andrews to be my grandma.
Pretty sure everybody does. That's Mary Poppins.
That's Mary Poppins. And Sound of Music. How do you solve a problem like Maria? You ever seen Sound of Music?
It's been a while.
Mandy Moore plays the blonde chick in this.
Ooh.
You know the terrible blonde chick?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
It's been a while. Wow, what the heck?
Because this is one of the ones I rewatched, and I was like, wait, what? I always had a crush on that girl when I was a kid, so that makes sense.
A lot of them are always ingrained in the brain, but like sometimes I forget stuff like that. Maybe I have to rewatch, huh?
Yeah, she's really good at it. She does the whole what is that little dance that they do? Stupid Cupid. Oh yeah.
Oh yeah.
I had so my boss, I tried to watch this movie with his daughter one time at work, and her mom said that we couldn't watch it, and because she didn't want her watching this movie, and I was like, why? Is it because it's about how if a girl changes her appearance, then people will all of a sudden like her? She's like, yeah, that's exactly why. Dang. But in the end, it's not about her appearance. It's about her heart.
Because doesn't she start dating? She starts dating the one guy because he didn't like her for what she looked like.
Another thing, I don't like any of her friends. Everybody else in this movie is a jerk. Like, her friends are jerks. The guy that looks like he should be in the Beatles, I don't like that guy. Her friend who she wants to do the show for, she's just mean to her the whole time. I don't like her. Anyways.
It's a solid movie. It's fun to watch.
Solid movie. Like it a lot. My number 9, Dylan.
Let's go.
We got the Lizzie McGuire movie.
This is one that I considered including in my list.
Sing to me, Paolo.
Hey now, this is a dream.
I'm thinking top 10 songs of all time is This Is What Dreams Are Made Of.
If you go anywhere in the world, okay, and I guarantee you this would happen. If you went anywhere in the world and you said, hey now, there's going to be one person out of a whole crowd that's going to be like,
anywhere in the world,
anywhere in the world, I believe it. Maybe not Alaska or like Antarctica. No, probably in Alaska, but not Antarctica. Probably not Antarctica. But pretty much anywhere else in the world that isn't the North or South Pole. You could walk out into a crowd and be like, hey now. Somebody's gonna repeat the line. They're gonna be like, this is what dreams.
If I ever became like a big singing star, and you know how at concerts sometimes people will play songs from like other people, I would sing this song, and people would go nuts because everybody loves this song.
It slaps no matter what year it is. I mean,
I think that the song kind of solidifies the movie as being like a great movie.
It does.
Miss Undermeyer's fantastic. She's just hilarious. Gordo, what a sweetheart. Gotta love that guy.
It's such a crazy movie. Like, it's so crazy, but like in a fun way. Like, you go to Rome with your class for a trip, and then some guy's like, hey, why don't you pretend being this pop star or whatever?
Yeah.
And then it's like,
you just happen to look like a twin of this Isabella.
They never explain that either.
What if it's like a long lost
that's
twin?
What I'm thinking. Now that I'm thinking, I'm like, okay, Lizzie's mom has some explaining to do. There's some weird stuff going on. Maybe her mom has like an identical twin, and maybe Lizzie's dad has an identical twin, and they somehow like marry.
What?
Like, identical twins can marry identical. Identical twins can marry identical twins and produce identical twin cousins.
I don't like this.
Maybe I don't like. I'm just trying to explain it.
You're trying to piece it together.
I'm trying to figure out why they look alike.
Anyways, yeah, Lizzie McGuire movie's great. It's just a vibe. Like, you go to Rome with your friends, and then you fall in love with a dude who ends up being really bad at singing. Yeah. What a vibe. Go ahead, Dylan.
Oh man, what a vibe. My number 9. I don't know if you've seen it. It's a little Disney movie called Prince of Persia. The Sands of Time.
I used to love this movie.
Has our boy Jake Gyllenhaal in it. They
People
really
hate this movie, Dylan.
They whitewashed a lot of the characters. They whitewashed literally every single character.
I'm
but
Googling it right now.
They they whitewashed the heck out of that cast. But I love like the mythology. I'm a sucker for good mythology, you know. So
It's
I'm
got
like
good mythology in it.
I love the idea of like the dagger with the sands of time.
Have you played the game?
I haven't.
I think it's really tough to do video game movies because you got the video game fans who are just gonna freak out if you don't do it right.
Like Mortal Kombat.
So the girl in this movie, Gemma Arterton, I had the biggest crush on this girl for the longest time.
Had or have?
Have still, but had harder back in the day. Like her voice in this movie is just the voice of an angel. Her accent is just, oh my God. Sorry.
I was just thinking about it, and I was like, did Jake Gyllenhaal have an accent? And I was like, probably not. Yeah, like I said, they whitewashed the heck out of this movie.
Yeah, definitely. People don't like this movie, and I actually like it a lot.
I like it.
It's got a 2.5 on Letterboxd.
It's fun.
I actually forgot about this movie.
It might have made it. Alfred Molina's in it, I think.
It has Ben Kingsley in it as the villain, dude. Yeah, Alfred Molina is in it.
Yeah. Dude, it's a solid movie. It's fun to watch. Like
it's a lot of fun, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I think so. Like I said, I'm a sucker for good mythology, and it has it, and it's got some good like parkour stuff. You know,
fun parkour. Yeah,
it's fun.
Yeah, I remember when this movie came out, I was always like, yeah, see, this is what like an Assassin's Creed movie could be, but also not as cheesy. How did Disney end up making this, by the way?
I don't know. I'm not entirely sure.
Like, there's no way they own the rights to the.
I'm not questioning it.
Anyways, yeah, Prince of Persia, dope. I love it. What are we on? Number 9?
No, number 8.
Number 8. My number 8 movie I also watched this week. I just mentioned it earlier. It's The Parent Trap with Lindsay Lohan.
Lindsay Lohan and Lindsay Lohan.
Yep, two of them. How is that possible? Don't know.
I always remember when Disney Channel would play those movies, they'd be like, Lindsay Lohan and Lindsay Lohan starring in The Parent Trap. Playing Friday at 9/8 Central.
Disney Channel. The beginning of this movie is ridiculous. Like, for some reason, the two Lindsay Lohans are really good at fencing, and you think that when they start this movie, you think that it's gonna be just outrageous, and it's like nothing's gonna be real. But then as it goes on, it gets really like heartwarming, and I got like goosebumps every time that one of the kids met their parents.
The other parent.
Yeah. I wanted to cry every time.
I haven't seen the movie in like a long time, but like I remember I saw like a meme of it like a couple weeks ago where it was like, I like how the dad in The Parent Trap didn't even recognize that his daughter had switched places, but the mom had like noticed. She's like, "You haven't eaten your beans. Who are you?" And like or something like that. And it was just like the dumbest meme ever. But
dude, Dennis Quaid's great. I love Dennis Quaid and everything.
Dennis Quaid really doesn't do a whole lot of wrong.
He doesn't do enough. Like, he's not in any mainstream movies, but everything that he like, I love Dragonheart. I don't know if you've ever seen Dragonheart, but that's a straight banger, and he's the lead in that.
I don't remember.
He's the dad in Day After Tomorrow.
Yeah, Day After Tomorrow slaps.
But yeah, Parent Trap is sick.
Is he the dad in? Have you seen that movie Yours, Mine, and Ours?
It sounds familiar. I don't think I've seen it.
You'll have to look it up.
Let me see. I'm looking for Yours, Mine, and Ours. I don't see it on his Letterboxd. Oh wait, yeah, he is a dad.
Yep. Okay.
I've seen that. That's with Drake Bell.
Yep. I was gonna say
it's like Cheaper by the Dozen, kind of.
Yeah. Sort of.
Ish.
They each have like 10 kids or something. Yeah. And then they like get married, and then it's like.
That's the plot of Cheaper by the Dozen.
And then they start living. No, it's not the plot of Cheaper by the Dozen. They get married, and then they get married, and then have.
I thought they each had kids. Like 6 kids, and then they.
No.
I need to rewatch that movie, I guess.
They got married, Yeah, it's on Disney Plus. You need to watch it.
Is that a Disney movie?
I don't think it's produced. I think it was like by Fox or something. And then, but yeah. Anyway, we're getting off topic here. Dennis Quaid doesn't do wrong. Parent Trap, good movie.
Yep. What you got?
Number 8. It's a little something called Sky High. Don't know
Sky High.
I don't know if you remember it.
I actually do remember. I remember. It's good.
Kurt Russell. You know, you got what is her name? I'm blanking on her name from Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim.
Look it up.
What am I? Who does she play in it?
She plays the bad guy in Sky High.
From Scott Pilgrim.
Scott Pilgrim. She plays
Oh, she
God.
plays like she's like one of the younger girls, right?
She plays the main character that Scott Pilgrim is in love with.
I'm
blanking on so many names.
It's
right
not
now.
Danielle Panabaker.
No.
I don't know. I can't find it.
Oh my god. I'm blanking on her name. I have to look it up. It's gonna drive me nuts. But it has Kurt Russell, and
I think it's I think that this movie is a little too. It's a little too like corny and cheesy for my taste.
Oh my god!
It feels like a Disney Channel movie to
Mary
me.
Elizabeth Winstead.
I don't even see her on. Oh yeah, there she is.
Mary Elizabeth Winstead.
Oh yeah, she is the villain in this.
Yeah. See?
Yeah.
Every time I always bring it up, you always make me feel like I'm crazy. I'm like, I know that this person is in it.
Yeah.
Like,
what is it about this movie that you like?
I don't know. It's just like it knows what it is. It's not gonna be like a fantastic. It
does know what it is. I'll give you that.
It's not like an overly amazing superhero film, but like
this is like pre-MCU type stuff.
It's like a nice, like heartwarming, like finding yourself in the craziness of high school kind of film, you know? And you don't have to be, you know, like who your parents say or like live up to their, you know, I don't want to say standards, but like the legacy, mythology. Like the, you know, you don't have to like live in their shadow or stuff like that. That makes sense. It's a good movie. It's a fun movie.
It's kind of crazy, the cast in this movie, actually.
It really is. It has a pretty decent cast, but it's such a weird. She turns everybody into babies because she was turned into a baby, like. And then the weird like guy who played her like dad, who's like that weird like jester dude. I don't know if you remember him.
I don't remember. I remember there's a guy who like his superpower is he turns into like slime or something like that.
Yep.
And he can like go through vents.
There's a guy who can like turn into slime. There's the chick who turns into a guinea pig. There's the guy who glows in the dark.
Some ridiculous stuff. We should have gone to this whenever we were talking about powers that we didn't want to have.
We should have. That's perfect. But yeah, good stuff.
It's fun. It's all right.
It's fun.
My number 7,
mm-hmm.
right? Number 7. I'm gonna go with a Christmas classic in my household.
Scrooge.
No. This is the Santa Claus with Tim Allen.
You know, I gotta tell you a little secret here.
Have you never seen the Santa Claus?
Are you kidding? That's like my go-to movie for Christmas. I would have that thing on repeat, okay? That's like my go-to Christmas
I rewatched
movie.
it. Yeah, I rewatched it this last Christmas. It just always holds up. Every time I watch it, it holds up.
It's so much fun. Like,
love Bernard. Bernard's just great. He's such a mood. He's just you put on the suit, you're the Santa. I
always loved the chick whose job it was to make like hot cocoa. That's like the perfect job ever. You just make hot cocoa every day.
She spent like 200 years perfecting her recipe.
I know. I'm like, I want that recipe so bad.
The kid in this movie, he's super cute. He's just he's actually a really good like child actor in this.
They don't make them like they used to. They're not that great anymore.
It's just a really funny Christmas movie. It's definitely so one of the go-tos that I go to every Christmas.
The first and second one are like.
I think the second one's good. It's not nearly on the same
level. It's not nearly as good, but like it has some fun moments. But yeah, that first one, it's special. I love whenever like they finally believe he's Santa Claus or whatever, and like he like shows up to drop Charlie off with his mom, and like the stepdad is like kind of going bananas after Bernard like
The
disappears.
stepdad is great
He's
in
just,
this.
he's just like he's like
Yeah,
looking for Bernard the
I
entire.
think I need some help. Or something. He gets like the
Yeah.
weenie whistle and he blows his
Yeah,
weenie whistle.
I love that one. I love that part
Take
too.
my
He's
card.
like my weenie whistle, and he like blows. It's such a good.
There's
movie.
like the little elf agents who fly
who are
around.
like in the crowd. Yeah. Oh
Those
my
guys
God.
are cool.
Oh man, I don't understand like how nobody like in that area can like not believe in Santa Claus after witnessing that though, because he lands his sleigh and then he takes off like
The
people
news
see
reporter
him.
doesn't. The news reporter like look up.
Yeah. So I'm like, I don't understand how anybody cannot believe
I
in
bet
Santa
that they
Claus.
did. I bet they
I'm sure
did.
like for that entire neighborhood for the rest of their lives, we saw Santa Claus.
Yeah. They never doubted it. What you got next, Dylan?
Number 7, it's one of those sports based on a true story movies that Disney loves to make. It's called Miracle, and it's probably you've never seen it.
I've never seen it.
It's based off the story of the 1980.
This is a
Olympic
hockey movie,
US,
right?
Yeah. It's based off the 1980 U.S. hockey team, Olympic hockey team, and like their journey to winning gold when like there was like no chance that they were ever going to beat the Russians from what everybody thought, but then they did it and they ended up going on to win gold.
Dang.
And
Good for them.
It's a good movie. It's a really solid movie. And you know what? You know what it has? You know who it has?
Who?
Kurt Russell. This man does not miss.
I have a couple movies that have like that are in multiple. That are, what am I trying to say here? There are actors in my list. I have actors who are in multiple of these movies. I have at least like 2, 3.
I definitely think you should check it out though. It's like a really good like
This
like,
and something else on your list are on my list of movies that I need to watch. Like I need to watch because they're kind of sports classics.
Oh, I think I know what the second one is, and I'm real mad that you haven't watched it.
I think a lot of people are going to be real mad that I haven't watched.
I'm gonna fight you because it is one of my favorite like sports movies. But we're getting ahead of ourselves. That's my number 7. I think you should watch it. You need to watch it. What's your number 6?
Number 6, I got something. Finally, one of the Disney remakes that they did. I think this is the first Disney remake that they did. Live action Jungle Book.
Bare Necessities.
It's the Bare Necessities. Our boy Jon Favreau.
Still haven't seen it.
Our boy Jon Favreau. He makes a fun. The animation in this is great. I mean the animal CGI in this holds up, except for the dogs. The dogs aren't great, actually. What is it about dogs that they just can't figure out?
I don't know.
Maybe it's because we see them every day, so we know what they look like.
Maybe.
But yeah, Jungle Book. The kid in this movie is fantastic. Mowgli. Yeah, we got like Bill Murray playing Baloo. We got Ben Kingsley playing
Shere Khan.
Wait, no, not Shere
No.
Khan. The Panther. I forget his name.
Look it up.
I'll figure it out. We got Idris Elba playing Shere Khan.
Oh.
Even better.
I still haven't seen this movie, so
we got Christopher Walken playing King Louis.
I remember when this came out and I wanted to go see it. And then you went and saw it without me, and I was like, well, great, I don't have a movie buddy to go see it with.
You could have gone to see it.
I didn't want to go.
You used to do that all the time.
I mean, eventually I started.
Maybe this is the movie where it was like, you know what? In the future, I'm just gonna go.
After that, I was like, you know, I'm just gonna go see it by myself.
Yeah, this movie came out
2015,
2016.
2016.
It was around the prime of our.
Was it 2016?
Yeah, that's what Letterboxd says. But sometimes Letterboxd is. Bagheera is the name of the panther.
Bagheera.
It has Scarlett Johansson playing the python snake.
Really?
Yeah, Ka. But yeah, great movie, great songs, even though there's only like a couple. This is like the perfect example of Disney reimagining their animated movie. Like this isn't this isn't beat for beat the animated movie, but it's
I know.
close enough
I know
and
your
it
absolute
works well
favorite.
enough.
I know your absolute favorite one is Beauty and the Beast.
Yeah, not a fan. Dylan, what you got next?
Number 6, huh? A little something that I recently rewatched that
Is
I've
it number
talked
6?
about. Yeah.
Oh, okay.
The Mighty Ducks. It's another hockey movie. Emilio Estevez.
Another movie I haven't seen.
It's so wacky. It's just like, it's kind of like, it reminds me of The Sandlot, where they're like,
This is around that time. This is like the 90s kids doing
they're like
sports.
They're like a bunch of kids who aren't very good at hockey, and then this man comes along because he's obligated by the court to do community service, so he teaches them to play hockey, and they actually get really good, and then they start dominating literally every single team they go up against from there. It's a good movie. It's fun.
Yeah, I for some reason when I think of Mighty Ducks, I don't they have, isn't there a symbol like a duck with like the face mask thing?
Mm-hmm,
That's all I know about the Mighty Ducks. I remember that symbol being burned into my brain as a kid, but I never watched the actual movie.
You should watch it. It's fun. It's like,
I'll check it out. I'm gonna do a triple watch of Miracle, Mighty Ducks, and the next movie that you're gonna be talking about pretty soon.
Mm-hmm. You should do it. You should do it. It always blows my mind that Emilio Estevez is Charlie Sheen's son.
What?
You know who Charlie Sheen is, the actor?
He's Charlie Sheen's son?
You didn't know Emilio Estevez was Charlie Sheen's son?
Are you sure?
Look it up right now. I want you to look it up right now.
How does that...
You didn't know that?
Even add up?
You didn't know that Emilio Estevez was... or not Charlie Sheen. Martin Sheen. Martin Sheen's son.
Those are completely different people.
No, Charlie Sheen...
wasn't Charlie Sheen in a movie with him and they're the same age?
Charlie Sheen is his brother, though.
Yeah.
Yeah. I don't know why I kept saying Charlie Sheen. It's Martin Sheen.
Dude, I was so confused. I was like, aren't they in like Young Guns together?
Yeah. Martin Sheen. Martin Sheen is Emilio Estevez's dad.
That
Charlie
makes
Sheen.
a lot more
Charlie
sense.
Sheen is his brother. It didn't click in my mind. I'm like,
you're like, why are you not understanding?
It's like, why are you not understanding this? In my mind, I was saying Martin Sheen, but my mouth was saying
Martin
Charlie
Sheen and Emilio Estevez look exactly the same.
They do. I know. It's so crazy. Twins. Especially like looking at him now and like from the Mighty Ducks like TV show. He looks
now that he's getting older, he literally looks exactly like him.
Yeah.
Emilio Estevez and Martin Sheen were in Young Guns together.
Martin Sheen?
The other one. What's his name?
Charlie Sheen?
Yeah, that guy.
No, you just did it for the reverse. You just did it for the reverse now.
Let's move off of these Sheen people. Tiger's blood. Anyways,
confused.
What are we on? Number
5.
Number five. This is another holiday classic, except it's a different holiday. I'm talking Hocus Pocus.
This is also one of my favorites. This is a good one.
This movie's just
it's so fun.
It's so entertaining. It's
insane.
It's funny.
Fun.
It's
heartwarming.
It's really unique. It's like a unique story. It feels really original compared to a lot of the stuff we get. We just got confirmation that we're finally getting Hocus Pocus 2
after 20 years,
something like that. Super excited about this. I used to have a huge crush on what's her face in this movie. Who? Why are you giving me that face? You didn't have a huge crush on Sarah Jessica Parker in this movie?
Ew,
no. Dang, I guess I'm alone in that.
No.
Dude, the sexual energy coming off of her in this movie is absolutely I remember I wrote that in my review this last time I watched it because it's insane.
Yeah, I do remember her being very
she is she's going for it.
I was like, this is supposed to be a kids movie, right?
But yeah, just a really entertaining, fun movie.
It's a fun story about trying to escape.
Binks is great. Love the zombie guy. What's his name? Billy. I think his name's Billy.
I think his name's Billy.
Just a lot of iconic stuff in this. Doesn't get enough credit as a great Disney movie, in my opinion.
It's a really fun, really great Disney movie. Deserves more.
Dylan, what you got next?
The Game Plan.
the gameplay. I can't believe this is as high as it
It's
is.
number 5, man. I mean,
Jen's gonna be real happy with you because she loves this movie.
It's just a fun movie to watch. I mean, like, The Rock is in it.
We've talked about this a little bit.
We have, and then you got a young Madison Pettis playing his daughter, and it's so fun to see like the dynamic of him like trying to learn how to be a dad after not knowing he was a dad, and it's a good story. I feel like.
Yeah, I don't remember this movie really well, but I remember it enough to remember liking it.
Mm-hmm.
I remember this being one of the first things where I liked The Rock in something, because I remember when The Rock first started, I didn't love him that much. Then I saw like this and Scorpion King and Pain and Gain, and I was like, okay, yeah, The Rock's great.
You ever seen the movie The Rundown with The Rock?
No.
It's a lot of fun. It has The Rock. I think it's Rosario Dawson is in it, and then the guy who plays Stifler from American Pie.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and it's a really great. Christopher Walken is in it.
I've never even heard of it. I don't think.
I'm gonna send you the details. You gotta watch it, okay? The Rundown.
The Rundown. I'll check it out. But yeah, game plan's great. I like it a lot.
Yeah, it's a good movie. Enjoy it.
My next movie,
Number 4.
Number 4 is one that I know is dear. I think up to this point we haven't had any. We haven't stepped on each other's toes at all.
Nope. I think we're gonna start stepping.
We're gonna start stepping. But my number 4 is National Treasure with your boy Nick Cage.
The first one or the second one here?
The first one.
Okay.
I like the second one a lot. But
can I follow up your number 4 with my number 4 because they go hand in hand?
Are you also National Treasure?
No, mine's National Treasure Book of Secrets. Mine's the sequel.
Okay, let's just talk about them together then.
Yeah.
So I just rewatched National Treasure. I hadn't seen it in forever. This is just one
it
of
holds
those.
Up. It holds up.
It's like a heist movie, but
It's
like
a
with
heist.
Indiana Jones type.
No, not even because
history
it's
and
like, I mean, we don't get like, I don't think we get as detailed history as we do. I mean, maybe we do in Indiana Jones. Indiana Jones, it always feels just more
what are you
like.
talking about?
I mean, he doesn't like explain like.
You're saying
thing.
like Indiana Jones doesn't have as much history as like National
Well,
Treasure.
like there's history, obviously.
That makes
but
sense.
he's just like treasure hunting, like the chalice was lost long ago. But in this one, he's like Nick Cage, is doing his thing, and he's like back in like 1796, and he's like
yeah, they
when
really
the
break
founding
it down,
fathers,
yeah.
he's like whenever the founding fathers first signed, there was believed that, and then he like launches into a history lesson as he's like stealing the Declaration, like he's doing that kind of like stuff, and it's just fun to see,
The romance in this movie is absolutely ridiculous and shouldn't be in it. Like them ending up together is just
it's so weird.
Anytime you see anybody end up with Nick Cage, I think it's always just like
take it with a grain of salt.
I don't know about that.
It's like I don't know, but especially the first one because like they like hate each other. He like stole the Declaration of Independence.
Then she just falls in love with him after like he kidnaps her.
He steals what she's like supposed to be protecting.
But I think she gets it that he stole, like that he's like a historian.
Yes, she gets it, but like he kidnapped her, and then like he's like, hey, but here's some cool history stuff, and then she's like, oh my god,
I love you so much.
She's like, you're speaking my language, and like it kind of happens again in the second one. Like they break up in the.
Oh yeah, they break up. Yeah,
they break up in the second one, and then literally the same thing happens where he's like. He's dazzling her with his like history knowledge,
history stuff,
and then she's like, "Oh yeah, you're doing it for me."
But this movie is a lot of fun, dude. Just all the history. It reminds me of like Assassin's Creed and why I like
the first and second one. I think they just like they go like hand in hand so well, and like they have the same energy. They're so fun, and I love Riley. His pal Riley. He's just like. He's always like so.
Riley gets a little amped up in the second one, right? Like he has even more jokes in the second one. I feel
he does. He does. He gets his car towed, and he's just like really annoyed, and like he feel like he carries that the entire way.
Yeah. What's the second one? What are they trying to find? They find like the
they're
golden...
trying to find they're trying to find the Golden City, but that's supposed to prove
El Dorado.
But it's supposed to prove that like Nick Cage's great grandfather,
Benjamin Gates, not Nick Cage.
Wait, sorry. He's trying to prove that his great grandfather wasn't involved in the plot to murder Abraham Lincoln, and somehow
which is ridiculous.
Somehow that connects to El Dorado and the city of gold, and it's so wild. But it's
are we ever gonna get a National Treasure 3?
We're supposed to be getting that show, remember? That got
but is that gonna be National Treasure 3? Are we gonna find out what is in the president's book?
Maybe they're gonna set it up.
What's in the Book of Secrets? What was on page whatever?
Maybe they're gonna set it up where this new show is like Benjamin Gates and what's her name? Abby, I think her name is. Maybe it's like
Broken
their
up
offspring.
Again.
No, maybe it's their offspring that's gonna be the center stage.
I don't know if I want to see National Treasure without Nick Cage though, because Nick Cage is just so he's Nick Cage.
I guarantee you he'll have a cameo.
But I want him. I want to see Ben Gates go on one last adventure for the president and maybe find what was in the book.
Maybe this show will reinvigorate interest and we'll get the third one.
I sure hope so.
I really hope so too.
It's kind of funny. I haven't seen that actress or that actor, Riley, or the blonde girl. Like, I haven't seen them in anything ever since this. I don't think.
Yeah, and John Voight's a racist now.
Yeah. He's probably not going to be in anything ever.
They're definitely going to make sure if they tried to do a third movie, they're going to make sure he's killed off.
All right. Do you want to, how do you want to do this? Do you want to go
number
next?
3? Yeah, you're number 3. Because
my number 3, okay, so my number 3 I cheated and I said that you could cheat too. My number 3 is Pirates of the, oh wait, no, we're not cheating. Never mind.
Yeah. No.
My number 3 is the first Pirates of the Caribbean. This is another one I rewatched. What a fun, like,
it's so fun.
This is how live action Disney movies should be. Like, this is just a fun classic. I mean, Captain Jack Sparrow is.
I think I'll always remember that scene of like him pulling up to the place and like as his little ship dinghy thing is like
and he just
sinking,
steps off
and he just
like,
steps off.
What a great introduction to a character, by the way.
It's fantastic.
But he's just like, he's iconic as far as just he's an original character.
He's Captain Jack Sparrow.
This is probably the only Disney movie that worked out as like a franchise and stuff, as far as using original characters. Stuff they haven't bought. Like, it's not IP that they bought. It's stuff that they already had based off the ride. I remember I had a huge crush. How come all these movies end up being me having a huge crush? Keira Knightley. Tell you what, loved Keira Knightley.
I'm with you on that.
Orlando Bloom was the biggest thing in the entire world back then because he had just done like Lord of the Rings.
Him and Johnny Depp. Johnny Depp
was huge after this.
He's always had a following, but yeah, after this, like him and Orlando Bloom, they were just like mega heartthrob, sensations after this. I don't want to steal your thunder, but my number 3 is the sequel to this, so we're kind of going hand in hand here. Dead Man's Chest is the Empire Strikes Back to in my opinion, is the Empire Strikes Back to the first Pirates. I think the first Pirates is a more solid movie, but I think Dead Man's Chest has it dives into the lore. It upped the stakes a lot because
Davy Jones, I think, is one of the coolest movies.
They got his CGI. Time. His CGI still looks great.
Insane how good it looks.
After like all these years, like it still looks fantastic.
Yeah, I don't think it'll ever go out of like. I think it'll always look really good.
Yeah, I think like even 100 years from now, you'll look at it and be like, that is still some.
Yeah, it's crazy because like Barbossa in the first movie is such a great villain, and then you get Davy Jones, and it kind of makes Barbossa look like. Look not as scary and menacing, I feel like.
And then we get Barbossa again.
Yeah, then we get Barbossa again, but he's a buddy in the last one. The last one I don't love as much.
You say the last?
Sorry,
you mean the third one?
I haven't seen the last, like, because I know that they made more. They made
a fourth
the
and
first
a fifth.
3, but this is like the trilogy.
Yes,
At World's End completes the trilogy.
Well, I mean, it does, but also You need to watch the fifth one, definitely, because the fifth one...
I'm sorry. Does it tie in? Kind of.
We meet Will and Elizabeth's son.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's something.
Yeah. And he meets Jack Sparrow, so it's kind of fun.
I'll check it out eventually.
Eventually.
As far as the first and second one are fantastic.
Amazing.
Disney, can you guys make more movies like this? I need to go. Yeah, I rewatched the first and second one in preparation for this, and I need to go finish and watch the third one.
They're up there. They're in the brain.
Just fantastic movies. Dylan, am I going with my number 2 now?
You go your number 2.
All right. My number 2. This number 1 and number 2 could be interchangeable for me.
I'm about to change my list right now because
but my number 2 is a Disney classic, and it's Mary Poppins.
I really considered putting it on my list because it is a darn good film.
Last time I watched it was probably late last year.
Last time I watched it was probably like 10 years ago, but
I was blown away by how good it was and just how
it's fun. It's so fun.
It's entertaining. Like the music's all fantastic. Dick Van Dyke doing
Julie
a horrible
Andrews.
English accent is fantastic.
Dick Van Dyke and Julie Andrews, they go together. They're like.
I think I watched this when the second one
biscuits.
came out. I think I watched it around the same time that Mary Poppins Returns came out.
Makes sense.
And dude, it's so good. I mean, Chim Chimney Chim Chim Chiroo is such a banger. And then I was actually really blown away by the message of the whole movie too. It's basically and how because in the movie the dad is like super obsessed with money and he never hangs out with his kids, and in the end he ends up going against that. Mr. Banks ends up hanging out with his kids, and the story is basically about like greed and how money's not important, and it's about life is more than money and blah blah blah. But dude, what a great movie.
It's a solid movie.
More than solid. It's literally, I don't have many 5-star movies
it's
on my letterbox. It's a 5.
Okay. My number 2 now?
Number 2, Dylan. Number 2.
Well, we already talked about this, but my number 2 is National Treasure because it's such a good film. We've already talked about it. So, all right, number 1.
Yeah, National Treasure, great movie. My number 1. Watched this earlier this year. Showed it to Jen's little sister for the first time. Holds up. This is a childhood movie. This is a childhood movie that I absolutely love. There's movies where it's like this is objectively great, and then there's movies where this just lives in my soul, and that would be Holes, starring Shia LaBeouf. Just an absolute amazing movie. It's got Zero. It's got Armpit. It's got.
I was thinking that digging up them holes as he's like driving to the camp.
I can do the whole rap for the got no respect because I'm the new man. Yeah, the whole Shia LaBeouf rapping, fantastic. This is before Shia LaBeouf became like a auteur actor. I don't like to say Shia LaBeouf went crazy because he's actually he makes straight banger movies these days.
Yeah, but that doesn't also mean he can't be crazy.
He's a little crazy. But Zero in this, Hector Zeroni.
Is John Voight also in this movie?
Yes, he's Mr. Sir. I had to point Weaver. Out, at the beginning of National Treasure, Jen watched like the first 5 minutes, and I was like, you know who that guy is? She's like, no idea. And I'm like, that's Mr. Sir. She's like, how? He looks so old. Didn't these come out at the same time? I was like, good makeup. But yeah, he plays Mr. Sir. Sigourney Weaver's the
Sigourney Weaver.
I'm tired of this, Grandpa.
Henry Winkler's in it as
Henry Winkler. Who's
right?
That?
He's Shia LaBeouf's dad in there, isn't he?
Yeah.
I swear, I always say this stuff, and then you always look at me like, I don't know, Joe.
I don't know
You're
a lot of
crazy.
actors' names who aren't like A-list, but you do.
Henry Winkler is. But
I just don't.
It's a solid. This is another one that's like it's ingrained in the brain because like it played on Disney Channel like so
All
many
the
times.
time. All
Like
the
anytime they got the chance, they're like holes.
holes.
They're like we don't have anything scheduled for this Friday night. What are we gonna play? Holes. Okay. Like
I just
that was
love the
their
story
go-to.
for this too. I think it's a
so
great
good.
story. What with kissing Kate Barlow and all that. And
They're like
there's
ancestors.
there's
and
this treasure that like his family's cursed for eternity
until he
and
brings the Zeroni up the mountain
he
to drink
pulls
the
the
water.
Zeroni up the mountain, sings the song. I could sing the song too, Dylan.
I don't doubt
I could
it.
sing the if only the woodpecker sighs. The bark
then,
on
like,
the tree was as soft as the skies.
And then they like I remember him and Zero, they end up going and they start digging and then they find the treasure. Onions. They find the treasure and then the little lizard
spotted lizards.
Yeah. They're like chilling on him and like Sigourney Weaver and finds him and his like caseworker comes. Yeah. And they're like trying to keep it quiet, and then like she like ends up going finds out where they are, and yeah, I remember it so well.
Yilnats. His last name is his first name.
I know.
Backwards.
I was thinking about that. I was thinking about that all the time. I'm just like his last name is his first name.
John Voight, even though he's a racist now, is fantastic in this movie. Like Mr. Sir is great.
I forget who the other dude is, but I recognize him from stuff. The one who like gets his like
in some stuff. His name is like Doctor.
He was in
Doctor something.
He was in The Incredible Hulk, I think.
Is he?
The 2000 look it up 2008 Incredible Hulk movie. I'm pretty sure.
Trying to find Sam the Onion Man.
Sam the Onion Man. Yeah, Dule Hill is in this. Man.
Dr. Pendenski is his name. Yeah, he's in like the Ballad of Buster Scruggs. He was like the main guy in that.
I'm pretty sure.
But he's in Incredible Hulk.
Yep. Okay. Dule.
Oh, brother, where art thou?
Dule Hill is in this movie that I totally forgot about. I love Dule Hill.
Yeah, I don't think I've seen him in other stuff.
Psych. Have you ever seen the show Psych?
No, I never watched Psych. Oh my god. So that's probably why.
You gotta watch that too. He was also in She's All That, I think.
I wonder what Hector's doing these days. Anyways,
I've seen him on TikTok.
Man, he's on TikTok. Absolutely fantastic movie. Holds up to this day. That's my number one. Dylan, finish it off for us.
My number one.
Oh, you moved this to number one.
I did.
Dang, that sucks because I haven't seen it.
Yeah, I know. It's Remember the Titans. It is one of my all-time like favorite. If I'm ever like in a like just not feeling a good mood, I'll put this on and like I don't know, something about it just brightens me up. It's
one of those inspirational movies, right?
It really is. I mean, it takes place in like
Denzel Washington.
It takes place in like the 1970s, and Denzel Washington plays. Is it? It's based on a true story.
I got you. It's Coach Herman Boone.
Okay, I thought it was Herman Boone, and he gets hired by this high school down in some state that I can't remember exactly, and he gets hired and he has to like bridge the racial tension because this was like a whites only school and they like desegregated it and allowed black men and women to start going to the school, and so like the tensions are high, but because it's like down south, like football is very important down there.
Yeah.
And so like he gets hired as a coach to help like ease the tension and to hopefully help make it, easier transition. And he like takes these football players who like start off hating each other and he like makes them form like a family. Yeah, it's like a brotherhood family relationship. And like through that it's able to like affect the whole like community around them, and it's just a solid movie. I love Denzel Washington. I love all of the like I think Ryan Gosling is in this movie. I think he's in this movie.
I don't see him on the cast list. Oh, yep, he is.
Yep. Okay. And it's a solid movie. I can't believe you have gone this long in your life without having.
I used to
ever
like play
seen
football, and this was
And
like
you
one of the
never-
ones where people would be like, "This is my favorite movie of all time."
It is. It is
and
a
I've just
really.
never seen it.
It's a really good movie. I can't believe you haven't seen it.
Yeah, this is one of those ones that I never mention. Like if someone asks you, like sometimes people will be like, "Hey, yeah, have you ever seen this movie?" You always just say,
You're just like, yeah,
of course, yeah. Oh,
I haven't
love
seen
that
it in a
part."
while. I haven't seen it in a while,
Yep,
but
yep,
yeah,
yep.
yeah,
Yeah, I don't remember that. I haven't seen it in a while.
yeah. So you need
this
to
is one of those.
you need to watch this because it's good.
I'll tell you what. When we do our best sports movies of all time episode, I promise I will watch. I'll watch this. I'll watch Miracle. I'll watch Mighty Ducks.
Boy, I can't wait for that episode. I'm excited for that one.
That'll be a fun episode. We'll have to next sports movie that comes out in theaters. We'll do that.
I don't know when that is.
Yeah, we'll get there eventually. But Dylan, this has been on a Tuesday. This was a fun episode. I loved.
It really was.
Love talking Disney movies.
Yeah.
Where can they find us, Dylan?
Let's see. We're on Twitter, Instagram, Spotify, YouTube.
Yeah, you can listen
Apple,
on Spotify, YouTube, Apple Pod. Follow us on as
the social
Dylan
media,
the socials. Be sure to like and subscribe on YouTube.
On a Tuesday pod.
Out on a Tuesday pod. Next week, Dylan, we actually figured out what we're going to do next week.
We're going to take a look back at our favorite childhood shows, cartoons, live action, whatever. We're just going to go through it.
We're just going to go through our childhood.
We're just going to reminisce.
Yeah, reminisce down memory lane. Dylan, this was fun.
Yes,
I'll see you next Tuesday.
Mm-hmm.
Adios.
Goodbye.
Okay.